Hockey, why is it so dangerous? Is it because you can body check someone in solid ice without getting in trouble, or is it because you can fight? Believe it or not, but goalies used to not wear helmets back then during games. Today I'll be talking about hockey. The NHL or the National Hockey League started in 1917 and is still going to this day. The original six era started in 1942 and consisted of 6 teams: Chicago, Detroit, Toronto, Montreal, Boston, and New York. In 1967, the first expansion happened, adding 6 teams, the largest expansion in all of professional sports history. And then 3 years later, they started to add 2 teams every 2 years until 1979. Then in 1979, they added 4 teams from the WHA, World Hockey Association, and then 2 years later, shortly following, the league got up to 27, and then 2 years later, it got up to 28. Then in 2000, the league got 2 more teams, and then in 2016, it got its most recent team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, while starting the 2016-2017 season. Now to equipment changes. Equipment has changed so much over the past years. It started, back then they used to use wooden sticks, and today sticks are usually made out of carbon fiber. And helmets weren't even allowed, or helmets weren't or mandatory until 1979. But if you were in the NHL prior to 1979, you did not need to wear a helmet. Now hockey growth from southern states. On the graph, I have 4 states listed: California, Florida, Louisiana, and Virginia. I have these states listed because hockey is not known in the southern states. Hockey in the southern states are usually known for basketball and football. Every state on here has an increase except for Louisiana. Where I found this study, it showed that the biggest increase of raw hockey growth started in Minnesota, and then Illinois, and then California. And the biggest decrease started with Michigan, and then New Hampshire, and then Arizona. California has 8 teams revolving around the NHL, 3 in the NHL and 5 in the AHL, and then Florida has 5 teams revolving around the NHL, 3 in the ECHL and 2 in the NHL, and then Virginia and Louisiana both have teams in the SPHL. Now to concussions. Concussions are a major part of is a huge problem in hockey and the NHL. It starts with either crashing into the boards or just getting hit. I found a study where they examined 397 players in Pennsylvania, and in the first season alone, there's 37 concussions, and 40% of them were illegal. And I've also found a study when a medic is at the game, 30% of injuries they come across were concussions, and that's a lot, knowing that almost a third of concussions were almost a third of injuries in hockey are concussions. Now that concludes my talk, and yeah.